Last season, I took over as Roma manager with the hopes of taking them back to former glory. The first one I made was Diao signing from Coma to be our first team left mid, and also Makoko signing to be the backwards of Dovvik in the team. And those signings, as well as the team we already had, led us to winning the Coppa Italia and also the Serie A here. As you can see me, the being the captain for this game, lifting the league title for the first one since 2001. We managed to win there, but we also managed to go all the way in the Europa League, beating Aston Villa in the final here with a bowler, lifting that trophy here. And so this season we're looking to go further and go fourth and win the Champions League. But I can see the stats of the players having incredible seasons. You can pause it and have a look at those. You see those at Dybala, Dovvik and Diao playing great. But let's get into season 2 with some big signings and continue our winning ways. And to start season 2, we're going to be making big changes to the team. We're signing a new centre mid and possibly a new centre back to replace Mancini. If I get a big offer for him, I might let him go and bring back a former Roma defender in Roger Ibanez. You guys suggested that down below we should do to improve this team even more. We've got players back from loan we can sell. Now Abdul Hamid I'm going to let go of. Tammy Abraham I might keep around as another striker, as we've got Makoko and Abraham. And having Abraham here will be a decent striker for us in the team. So he was out on loan last season at Besiktas, but he's back into the club this season. And I play that if I need to sell, we'll do so, but I would like to keep him around and have him be a backup to Dovvik and also ahead of Makoko possibly on the bench as well. And other players we can let go of, Kumbula I might let go of as well. I'm not too sure if I want to let him go or not because it's a decent rated centre back we can use in the second team as a 78. We've got Salah Adin, Shamurodov and other players down here we can let go of and loan out some of the youngsters as well. Let's get into the window. I believe we've got only 88 million to spend after winning the Europa League, Serie A, and also the Coppa Italia last season. Only 88 million isn't really enough for what we want to do with this team. Starting a world-class centre-back in Ibanez, a big midfielder in Ederson from Atalanta, and maybe we need to bring Oscar Bob back from loan as well to be the backup to Matthias Soler. And we also need a backup to Diao at left mid as well that we need to buy in this window. And that I might leave up to you in the next episode. Of today's episode, as you'll see from the calendar, we've got a very, very tough start to season 2. First of all, we start off with the SuperCup final against PSG. They won the Champions League 2 seasons in a row, so we had to try and defeat them. We then faced Inter Milan away from home in the first game of the season. The team, I think, finished second in the league table last season, and AC Milan in the final game of today's episode just before deadline day. So three very big and tough games to play. There's also been a patch since I last played and recorded last episode. Let's get into this one and start spending the 88 million on big players we can hopefully win all 3 games with and win another trophy in the SuperCup with in today's episode. And signing for £47.5 million from Atalanta is going to be Ederson here joining us here into the team. He's actually signing for Marseille, but he's an Atalanta midfielder. The Brazilian has been longly linked to lots of Manchester United in the Premier League. Joining us here at Roma to take over from Cristante in midfield. Even though I do like Cristante, it's a great player, he's going to keep him around this season. But Ederson offers us more in midfield going forward than Cristante can do. There's a big signing here for £47.5 million. So a lot of money to spend on a number 8 who's signing for us here at the start of the season. And spending nearly the rest of our budget here, we're bringing Roger Ibanez in from Al Ahly, obviously leaving Roma to join the Saudi League a few years ago. He's returning here to Roma to take over from Mancini in the centre-back role. The Brazilian with a lot of pace, great physical stats and great play styles as well. That's the main thing about him. He's got some incredible play styles on him in this game. He's got nearly 10 maybe around that anyway. But Ibanez joins us here for 25.9 million due to his contract expiring over there in the 11-month period. So we managed to set him on a cheaper deal. Ibanez returns will sell Mancini and he'll be taking over from the Italian in the centre-back role this season. And signing in a straight swap deal to be a backup left mid with Abdul Hamid. We're signing Abdallah Sima here from Lens, the former Brighton talent, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he did play for Brighton at one point, but playing for Lens is a fairly tall player, fast as well, decent end products. I've had a pretty decent time at Lens, I believe. So that's why I brought him in. I think he played one in the most recent game I saw the highlights for. So I thought, let's bring him in, a player that I've never used before and probably never will again. But Abdallah Sima is going to be a good backup player to Diao at left mid this season for us. And signing for a swap deal of Salah Adin plus 3 million is Stefano Turati, the 24-year-old 6'2", I believe, Italian shot stopper from Sassuolo, to be a backup goalkeeper to Midtjylland this season. Obviously, a 76 rated goalkeeper is decent. We'll go up with this overall. 24 years of age, a talent that can grow. Well, a player that can grow in this overall. There's a bunch of years ahead of him. So Turati, I believe, was a big talent a few years ago in the game, if I'm not mistaken. Signs for us here to be the backup behind Svilar this season. Like I said, for only 3 million plus Salah Adin going either way. And becoming our final signing of today's episode is Carlos Augusto, the Brazilian left back from Inter Milan, being the third Brazilian joining us in this team. After you guys suggested we should buy him down below in the comments last season to replace Angelino in the first team. So we are doing so right now, signing from a rival team in Inter, a player that is the backup player to DeMarco. So signing here to be a first team player is great for him, and two other Brazilians in the team already will make him feel at home in the team. And we also sold Mancini, by the way, to Chelsea for 45 million, making this deal possible. We have 30 million left in the budget, which we'll go over at the end of the episode. But let's get into the SuperCup final against PSG and hopefully beat them to lift our fourth trophy of this series. Now, before we get into the PSG game in the SuperCup final, I've got a comment over there asking to see my sliders and the setup for those. So I'll just quickly show you the setup here for the AI behavior, so you can pause it and check these out yourself and try them in game as well. These work quite well for me right now in the game, the way it's currently set up. And also in terms of the game type settings, we've got custom, authenticity turned on, medium wind effects, weather effects on as well. I'm just going to go through the sliders here, so you can pause the video and change the ones you need to change that are maybe different to ones that I have here. I'm not so sure which ones I might have changed, considering I haven't looked at these in a few days, so there might be some that have not been changed. But just want to go through these real quickly for you and basically let you know what sliders I'm playing on here. Obviously ultimate difficulty as well for the series, but like I said, I got a comment about it, so I thought I might as well go through these and show you guys on the video, just in case, like I said, you want to copy these for your own career modes and play on the same level that I'm playing on right now. But let's get into the game against PSG here, and I should show you that they have signed Rodrigo, by the way. So we're looking to the opponent analysis. They signed Rodrigo from PSG, from Roma Madrid. Sorry, he's not in their team right now, according to this preview. That's a Kvaratskhelia, Kylian Usman, Dembele, Desiree Doué, an incredible midfield with Vitinha, Neves, Fabian Ruiz, a decent player as well. A good backline. Nuno Mendes scored a great free kick the other day. Pacho, Hernandez, Hakimi, and Chevalier in goal. Let's get into this one. I do think that Rodrigo would start over Desiree Doué possibly in the team. But let's get into this game and hopefully win the Super, start the episode off in the best way possible over him. But Pacho, Vitinha. Like I said, there was a patch the other day, which is kind of messed up when you load up Chrome. I'm not sure if anyone else has had it, but I had like a weird glitch on the screen that wouldn't go away for a few minutes. But Hakimi heads it away. Great start there from Ederson. So we're seeing the debuts of Ederson, Carlos Augusto, and Ibanez returning to Roma here in this game. So looking to get away through here. And Matthias Soleil trying to use a bit of flair here to get past Nuno Mendes possibly. And that's not going to happen. Wait, he steals it off Nuno Mendes. A big error from the Portuguese. And it's bailed out by Chevalier and Lucas Hernandez. He did, and win the Champions League this season as Wesley stops Nuno Mendes. A great pace from him. Svilar to Ndika. That's fullbacks in the world right now. Fabian Ruiz. Good steal there from Wesley. He's going to put his name in that hat in this series. To Bola. Through here to Sule. So again, dealing with the pace, and Nuno Mendes finds Paulo, the Bola, who gets a shot away, and Chevalier puts it out for a corner to the now the captain of Roma this season. Paulo the Bola, who's taken over that mantle. Going to whip this one in, looking for the head of Artem Dovbyk in the centre. That's going to go over him and going to go all the way out for a goal kick. The Portuguese wonder kid. He's one of the best midfielders, best young talents in midfield. Diao, good defender, but that's ricocheting about. Comes to Vitinha, who tried to play it through there, but that's good defending. Augusto. And the Bola. Looking to send through Diao, and that's great defending from PSG. That's offside, and it is going to be offside. Pacho just stepped up in time. Fabian Ruiz did great hold to play midfield, but there's Quadracona getting the ball off him. Now, ball over the top, looking for Dovbyk. Going to get ahead of Lucas Hernandez. Dovbyk has somehow done so, going to get the shot away, but Nuno Mendes gets there. Ruiz, the Spaniard, does well there, but I was going to say Wesley, but somehow got through there. And thankfully, Svilar made the save. Good move there from him. Dovbyk through. The Bola looking for the Diao. As someone got past Pacho there, he hits it, but it's a great save from Chevalier. Move forward. And Ndika. Good defending from Ibanez there. That's a much risky play from me, but we made it work. Ederson. Dovbyk. The Bola. Looking for Dovbyk. It was meant to go to Diao. Game. Kvaratskhelia. To Vitinha. The Portuguese midfielder plays it through, but there's Ndika, great defending. Svilar. Okay, Ibanez somehow blocked that. Back here to Kone. Kone into the box, looking for Dovbyk on the header. Dovbyk's header finds the back of the net. We've been patient, and we finally get a goal in this game that we deserve. And Dovbyk scores here. After being our top scorer last season, let's continue that goal scoring form going to this one. Well, it's been a great debut from Sima down the left. In a few minutes he's been on, it's been impactful. And Quadra Kone with some great play, like great cross. And Dovvik in between Pacho and Hernandez. Heads it in the back of the net. We see Chevalier with a well-placed header into the top corner. And the Ukrainian striker puts his head. Chevalier almost saved it, but he couldn't do so. And we take the lead against the PSG winning team. Well, the PSG winning team, the Champions League PSG winning team here in the SuperCup final. But I would not be surprised if we concede straight from kickoff here. But, oh, Sule steals it. Could it be 2-0? Matthias Sule. Great ball, blocked though. That's not handball apparently as well. Down here with Kone, the Frenchman still going, he whips it. Svila, that should be yours. There we go. And that should be a way for SuperCup. A win here for Roma against PSG. And you know, to see it, we won the Europa League and we beat PSG here, the Champions League winning team 1-0 in the SuperCup final to start the season off with. And our new signings, the likes of Edison, Carlos Augusto, have looked good in this team. Seamat as well, played great since coming off the bench. And the baller, after lifting the Europa League for us last season, gets to lift the UEFA Super Cup here. And it was a great game. It felt very tough to break them down. We earned that goal from Dovvik in the 80th minute. After prying into the back line of PSG, we finally found a moment with Kone with a great cross and Dovvik with a great header. And the baller, the captain, steps up to lift our fourth trophy I have won as Roma manager. I won the Scudetto, the Coppa Italia, the Europa League, and now we are UEFA Super Cup winners. And we're hoping that we can continue our winning ways in this episode by beating Inter and also AC Milan in our next two games. And also that we can see this side at the end of the season, but the baller will be lifting the Champions League for Roma. Let's get into our first two games of the Serie A season and hopefully we'll remain in winning ways. And before we go into the first game against Inter Milan of the Serie A season, I thought I'd show you that the baller has actually got up to an 88 rating, which is impressive. At the age of 32, he's got up a +2 in this series. It was 86 rated at the start. He went up to an 87, it's now 88 rated. So hopefully the baller can keep growing in this team and also that everyone else can keep improving himself. He's always a great player, but as you can see, if he keeps getting better, we're not going to complain about that one. I'm hoping that Koenig can go up more ratings this season as well. At 25 years of age, 81 rated is not too bad as a box-box midfielder. I do very much like him. You saw his expertise in that game against PSG, helping us win. But you can see the bench is going to look like this going into the season, where Basili is actually more of a cam, so he's going to go ahead of Elanawi on the bench there. And Oscar Bob returns from loan. He was on loan at Lazio last season. We're going to convert him into a right mid and training it to be an inside forward so we can play there. And hopefully this season can be great for us in the squad as a backup to Matthias Sule. But if not, we do have money to spend on maybe replacing them if he doesn't work out for us, depending on what we do next episode with the 30 million we do currently have in the budget. I'm going to stop waffling now. Let's get into the game against Inter and hopefully we'll continue our winning ways that we saw last season and at the start of this one and remain at the top of Italian football. Off the bench as well. And there we go on the attack. Matthias Sule. So hoping the baller will make that run there. There we go, the baller. That's good defending though from Sotesi. If he made it sooner, he would have been through and probably scored. Carlos Augusto plays it across to Hakan Calhanoglu. Inside blocked though after the attempted shot from Lautaro Martinez there in an interesting position. Sule could turn, but he's run into traffic. Sule's created a bit of space. Can he get a shot away? Sule does so, but it's wide of the post, and it's a good effort there from the Argentinian. Dovvik here putting DeMarco under pressure. And he's going to go back to his keeper, and Sommer boots it out for a throw into us. And that's actually going to be a corner, okay. The baller, this time can you get this one better than he did in the game against PSG. The baller in, Dovvik wins the header, and Dovvik hits the crossbar. Finds Reed, good block there from Diao. He's been a bit quiet so far in this game. Augusto sending through to the former Como man who had a great season for us. And the baller. And hopefully draw the defender in. There we go. Diao with space. Near post shot against Sommer. Sommer saves it low. Kone. And a big impact in the game against PSG with the assist. And might get a goal here. Kone has scored a few goals for us in the past. Could get another assist there, but it's blocked by Pavard. Big difference between the two teams going into the half-time. It seems like Lautaro Martinez to DeMarco. And DeMarco, the Italian, plays it inside, but Svila, good interception from him and gets the ball. Okay, I wanted the first time pass there, but the game didn't do it. Quadricone, good play here. Diao. Great pass through to Paolo. Dybala, the captain, who just after the half-time break puts his head here. That was great weather from Diao. And Dybala opens up his account for this season. Now 88 rated. I believe he used to actually be 88 rated in the game. I think his highest rating in FIFA in the past was 89, if I'm not mistaken, right, Dybala? I think it was 89 rated at one point. in his time at Juventus, or he was 80 rated, one of the two. I know he was one of the two at one point, but the baller here scores to put us ahead. Just before I certainly could get there, the captain scores for us, and we take the lead against a tough Inter Milan team that we're facing in this game. It's a great pass by Edison. Oh, great play. This is lovely football. Matthias Soler forward to the ball. Oh, we're cutting into open like it's nothing. And Jan Sommer, what a save. Back to the Frenchman. Back out wide here to Davide Fratesi. Wesley, what a challenge. And he gets the ball back as well. Love that from him. I honestly love Wesley at left back. He's right back. Sorry, he's great. Pretty soon bring on Makoko, Sima, and also Badanzi, and Oscar Bob maybe as well. But here's Diao. Last involvement for him. Gets it across to the baller for 2-0. And selfish there from Diao. And where the ball is on for a hat trick now, so taking him off for Badanzi is I'm kind of thinking twice about it now, because he might get a hat trick in this game. You know what, we're going to leave it on to try and get the hat trick. And Diao, great play from him. He's been involved in both goals. And the baller gets the second there to put his 2 goals up against Inter here, and seemingly wrap up the 3 points fairly late into this game as we take a 2-goal lead in the 65th minute. And this game should be ours to win. As I mentioned, we're going to bring on Sima, who I've liked so far when I've used them in that last game. Makoko, we're going to bring on Oscar Bob as well. And maybe a change in midfield with Basili, but again, he's more of a cam for me. I mean, Elenawi could come on for Kone or something like that, but he doesn't have the box-to-box position. I mean, Edison could go box-to-box, so he does have that, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he does. We're going to bring in Elenawi into midfield. So far in this episode, Lautaro Martinez, poor effort from range from him. Easy couple of games as Elenawi had the ball, on for the hat-trick. Gives it to Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob back to the ball. Can he get a hat-trick? If he does it, I'm going to bring him off. But it's going to be Makoko to get the goal to make it 3-0 to us here. And the German striker, formerly of Borussia Dortmund, now playing for Copenhagen these days and over in Denmark. A former talent, obviously, of Dortmund, who kind of started off great and then kind of just got lost in whatever it was that he was involved in and couldn't really get back to his best. And I believe injuries as well hurt him. But Makoko here for us has been a great signing. And Ebola couldn't get the hat-trick there, but Makoko beat De Vrij to it and Pavard, and makes it 3-0 to us here. So would be looking to get a title challenge on Solskjaer again this season. But so far in this game, it seems that we are still the better team, as Edison is back up. Okay, thankfully he's back up there. I thought he was going to get injured there as they come forward. But a great defending there from Ndika. Edison can block as well. Shot taken, blocked there by Banez and Ndika. Good strong play from him to hold up the play and get the ball out. By being 3-0 down, there's no chance to get a winner in this one for them. So we do well to defend again late on. Now we can play Oscar Bob forward. If that pass from Wesley was better, that would have been great. But it's going to be a 3-0 victory against Inter, hit away from home to start the season off with. And like I said, the next game is going to be against AC Milan. So both Milan teams could suffer losses against us at the start of the season. It's a big win for us against Inter as well, as they were one of our biggest challenges last season for the title. And beating them here 3-0 away from home seems to be a sign that we could go back-to-back for Scudettos in the season. But let's get into the game against AC Milan, and hopefully the ball can continue. It's great form we've seen so far from him. And for the final game of today's episode, we're looking to go 3 for 3 in terms of wins. Obviously beating PSG, beating Inter. We're going to have to try and beat AC Milan here at home in the Stadio Olimpico against AC Milan, who didn't have the best season last time out. I think they finished around 6th in the table. They're currently 15th after losing their first game of the season. Let's get into this one and hopefully get another big victory for ourselves in this one here. Tomori there. There's Nkunku. Lots of Sheik. Forward to Jimenez. It's great defending from Kone though. I do feel like AC Milan are going to be more of a challenge for us in this game than PSG and also Inter were. And it is Sule, Dovvik. Well, Tomori's gone with Dovvik, and Sule can shoot, and he's going to score. A great goal from him. Tomori went to block the run of Dovvik there and stopped the cross, but left a capable Italian who's learned from one of the best ever in the baller. Taking shots in those positions there. And the baller there is proud of his fellow Italian. The heir to his throne in this team. You can imagine when the baller does eventually leave Roma, Matthias Soler is still there. Will take over that role as a first team player and take over that position in the squad. We'll take the lead here through Soler, who makes it 1-0 to us. A great finish there from him. The Belgian, who I do very much like in previous Career we have done. That's good defending from Kone. I believe he might have been at Roma when we last did our Roma series in FIFA 23. Diao, good play there. Dovvik looking for the baller. The baller now, good turn, and play it back to Diao. And Diao back into the centre, looking for Dovvik. Can we make it 2-0 here? Dovvik, really-driven shot here. It's 2-0. And the three at the back in this game is so easy for me to break down. I've been saying it for probably like a year plus right now. Well, for a long time since I've been doing Career Mode content. Three at the back is usually easy to break down. This is the way the centre backs work out. Basically, the right left back and left centre back open up, and the centre back steps forward to try and get the ball. There's a massive gap in the centre, which we saw there, and Dovvik puts us 2 goals to the good. And it seems that this game could get out of hand for AC Milan if they don't sort out defensive issues that they have right now. And they are showing whether they did lose their first game of the season and why they finished, I believe, 6th or 7th last season in this Career Mode, as they're just on at the level they should be at for a team at the quality of AC Milan and with the history. And Kunku, it's good defender from the ball low. And here they come on the attacking Kunku, trying to get them back into it. Ball out wider, back to Rabiot, the 2 Frenchmen linking up. But I was going to say great defender from Augusto, and the I got through, and it's going to end up at Silas in hands anyway. And Bardas done well. And Wesley's done even better though. He just had no options and couldn't go anywhere. Edison gonna hold it up. Dybala can do the same. That is not what I wanted to do with Dovvik, but it's gonna work out because here's Matthias Soler running through. Could he get a double? Soler. I should have gone for the shot sooner. I tried to just get in between Tomori there. From the free kick, from a close range. Can he score? The captain hits it straight at Rabiot's head though. And back here to Wesley. You can find Soler. You can charge into the space. We're back here to Edison. The ball up and over, but Gabi heads it away. Oh, that pass. There's Rafael Leao. Blocked by Ndika, leads them to pass into him. Ball over the top by Badanzi. There's Dovvik through, and Dovvik tried to get the shot away, but Ter Stegen managed to stop him. Here is Ndika, who's somehow all the way forward here, not too sure how this happened. He plays it to Sima, and Sima across, and Ter Stegen somehow stopped it. Back here to the Englishman, forward to Alvaro Morata. Ibanez, what a challenge there from him. Great pass out as well. Surprised that worked. Kone. Here's Sima with the pace. Augusto finds it to him. Sima. Makoko. Into Badanzi, the Italian off the bench, replacing the ball in this game. And Badanzi finds the finish. And it's a 3-0 scoreline. We'll repeat the same scoreline they did against Inter. This time, though, against AC Milan in Rome. And Tommaso Badanzi, a player that I just love in this game. I loved him in FIFA 23. I love him in FC25. It's my type of cam. He's nimble, he's quick, he's agile. He's got great finishing, great shooting, decent pace. He's just an all-round, great striker, great cam in that shadow striker role for us. And he makes it 3-0 to us here. A great finisher beating Ter Stegen. And AC Milan, just like Inter, seem to be a team that have regressed this season, because AC Milan last season were actually more of a challenge than this, but so far we seem to be favourites to win the league, unless Juventus and Napoli are going to give us a run for our money this season, like they did last season as well. But here's a ball by Leao, headed away by Ibanez. What a challenge by Gusto, he got the ball as well. Great pass to Makoko. Send it across the Sima inside to Badanzi. I shouldn't have done that. It was the right pass to do, just we kind of got read there by the defenders. And Sima steals it, and the referee calls it though. It's going to be a 3-0 victory. And a fantastic start to our season here. A 1-0 victory over PSG, a 3-0 victory against Inter, and a 3-0 victory against AC Milan in the final game of today's episode. After making some big signings, a team that's more refined and more just impenetrable than last season. As we have seen so far, we haven't conceded a goal this season yet so far, as we've kept a clean sheet in every game so far. Nothing like a triumph for the other teams, but Milan didn't get a shot in this game. As you can see, only 4 shots for us. It was a very close game, but we took our chances and they didn't manage to create any, which was great for us. And the ball man of the match looked up from him, and a great performance from the team all round. And what a way to round out this episode with another big victory over one of our rivals in Italy. And that's going to call it for the start of Season 2. And as you can see, we do have 56 million left to spend. We could either keep that money till January or spend it now, depending on what you do think we need in this team right now. As we do have pretty much cover for every position right now. I mean, I'm pretty much happy with this team, unless you guys want to see a change for a player or two in this one. As we know, we've got back up to Augusto and Angelino now. So as our first team, Wesley, we have Wrench, And centre-backs wise, we've got Hermoso and Kumbula, who's going to be there as a backup alongside Mario Hermoso in the centre-back role. In goalkeeper position, obviously, we're brought in Turati to be the backup goalkeeper and play in the second team. And Edison and Kone had the likes of Valanawi, Pisili, Cristante and Bove as well as backups to them. So we're pretty much covered everywhere. I mean, right mid, we've got Oscar Bob. Left mid, we've got Seamer. Striker, we have Makoko. So drop in the comments down below where we could improve this team if we could buy a big name player, like a player worth maybe 50 million to improve this team even more. Maybe, I mean, I wouldn't want to replace Kone in midfield. I really like Kone in midfield, but maybe we could bring in a world-class midfielder. But again, I just don't know who would come into this position and take over. I might quickly have a look at some players and run through some options if we do so. But let me know in the comments down below players we could bring in. Now, just real quickly, maybe try to think of a few players that could take over in that position. But I do like Kone, and it would be a bit sad for me to replace him, as he's been a great player for us in this team. And well, after looking for a few options, I didn't really see anyone that I thought we could bring into this team, because I do like Cunny, like I mentioned. I don't want to replace him in the squad. So the options that I did see were around the same rating as him and stats-wise, so it wouldn't really be a worthwhile replacement to spend the money on a player as the same quality as a player we do have in the team right now in Kone. So drop in the comments below, like I mentioned, as I've been saying in this outro, where we should spend the money we do have in the squad, and maybe some more backup players, but again, we don't need more backup players. We've got some great quality backups here. I see Angelino there as well, Bove, Kumbula. I'm going to put Bove there as he's more important. But yeah, drop in the comments below where we should spend the money, if we should spend the money as well. And that's going to call it for this one. If you've got to enjoy it, drop a like and subscribe. And as always, help me reach 2,000 subscribers by doing so. And again, thank you for watching, and goodbye.